All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Raha Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone rule well. And I've taught in this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000. That's also pushing this word in truth and sincerity, and the rest of the elect. Peace and mercy to you and your household. All right, I'm your fellow servant of Martha, GMS Toronto, coming at you once again with another live lesson. Okay, it's gonna be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies. Okay, and this is gonna be a quick one, but Lord willing, it's straightforward and edifying. Okay, as you can see the title here, Doomsday Prophecies. It's gonna be a right, which is the reality of, I said, but it should be the reality of Esau's rulership. Okay, the reality of Esau's rulership. I'm just changing the title here. And that's becoming very apparent to the whole world as to the reality of Esau's rulership, which is destruction, turmoil, evil, okay, death. That's the reality. The reality of Esau's rulership is death. That's what it brings. Look at the earth. Look at the earth. Smell the air. Look at your fruits. No seeds in the fruits. Okay. I was talking to a member in the gym today, and he had mentioned the birth rate is extremely low. Okay, the birth rate is extremely low. Why? Because this devil is in rulership. So the reality of Esau's rulership is sinking into the minds of the people of this earth. Okay, and guess what? They're vexed. They're vexed. Okay, real quick. I'm gonna get this precept. I got a couple precepts I'm gonna open up with pretty quickly, and then I got this video clip I'm gonna play. This Job 9:24, oldie but a goodie. We always go through this because it's reality. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, you can't say those who rule the world are righteous. If you look at the earth, if you say that, you're wicked yourself. Okay, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. And it should say true judges thereof. Because who are the true judges of the earth? Okay, the Israelites starting with the elect, Yahweh on down. Okay. It says, if not, where and who is he? Okay, if this guy, this Edomite, self-proclaimed white man, so-called white man, okay, if he's not the devil, show us who is. Because you wacky-tacky Christians, you bugged out Christians, okay, like to think that the Lord loves everybody. But here it's telling us in Job that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked man. Okay. And it's all for the sake of prophecy. This is the Most High's will. And it's funny because all the information coming out on Esau Edom, people are slowly getting there. Okay. But when that catastrophic event, Black Swan event happens, it's going to expedite people's thoughts into who's really running this. Okay. And I mean in the terms of the Most High, like all the events that are taking place. Look at the weather pattern, okay, that we're experiencing. Even just the weather, not just the weather alone. The weather alone is divine, all right, or biblical, of biblical destruction or biblical judgment. They say biblical proportions. Well, the weather pattern in itself, okay, is biblical. Venezuela gets an earthquake, and then a couple of days later, they're flooded. All those people washed away. Look at the heat. Right? So this is all prophecy. This is all the Most High, and these events are going to get more intense. All right, as we get closer and closer to the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's the greatest prophecy in the book. Okay, and before that, the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is synonymous with Yahweh Shai coming back. but as well as the MOTB. Okay, we're we have a date here in Canada in terms of the famine of the word. Okay, we'll see what the Lord does. We'll see how he wants us to proceed to the Spirit. Okay, so let's go from here. This is Proverbs 29:2. Okay, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, straightforward, man. So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So true rulership needs to come back to the earth. True government. Okay, this is a false government, a false rulership, in the sense of the fact that they're not the people. Esau Edom is the basis creation creature created. Okay, it tells you that show favor to the wicked. Let me see if I can get that real quick. I'm gonna botch it. Show favor, and I'm bringing this up because the Most High. You can't say the Most High is not fair. Okay, he had given he hadn't given every single all right these heathen nations their time to rule. Okay, and you know what? It's all shown that they're not meant to rule. Okay, especially this devil Esau Edom. You hear Isaiah 26:10. It says the verse. I'll just get it right here. Bible Gateway. It says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he shall not learn righteousness." Why? Because he's created to be the wicked. Okay, you Jakes are still bending over backwards trying to understand that. Okay, but when you understand it, will be too late. Too late in terms of salvation. Too late in terms of receiving mercy from Yahweh Shem Shai. The scriptures tell us not to trust the enemy for a reason. Okay, but you get you rebellious Israelites are about to find out in the worst way. All right, very soon, why the scriptures say never trust thy enemy. All you sellouts within and without Israel. Okay, it says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, all right, which is Israel, will he deal unjustly." And look at that land. Okay, so that should tell you right there, reading these scriptures. Okay, this scripture, who's dwelling in the land of Israel right now. Okay, the wicked, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Didn't they just celebrated, or they're in the month, the hugest sodomite festival, okay, in that land near Sodom and Gomorrah? You think that's just set up by coincidence? You Goyim, okay? I'm talking to you, you Goyim. You sincere brothers and sisters know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? No, these are all signs. Everything is spiritual, man. Everything's spiritual. The Lord is fulfilling his word, all right, that he gave to his prophets thousands of years ago. Now, and these people, anyways. So let's go from here, okay? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 10. Okay, Ecclesiastes 10, or Ecclesiasticus, okay, or also known as Sirach 10 and 1. Okay. It says a wise judge will instruct his people, a government of prudent and the government of a prudent man, okay, will or is well ordered. Why? Because that prudent man ultimately is a spiritual man that fears Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. The true essence of prudence is fearing the Most High. When you really think about it, the true essence of prudence. Because what does prudent mean? It means to foresee, look ahead, right? Being able to weigh the consequences of a certain decision, right? So you're looking into the future, how things will play out, right? And you're doing that according to the fear of the Lord. If you want true wisdom, prudence. Okay. Right? Wise, discerning, judicious. Okay. This devil's far from prudent. Okay. He's far from prudent. Okay. Deliberate. Okay. It says with knowledge, deliberate. And remember, the scriptures say that the knowledge of the wicked is not wisdom. Why? Because there's no fear. of the Most High in them. Okay, so you get the point. It says, a wise man, right? Sirach 10:1, a wise man or a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, okay? So are his officers, and what manner of men the ruler of the city is, so are all that dwell therein, okay? And everybody is slowly waking up to the fact that this is how things go. That's exactly how it is. All right. If the top banking elites, international bankers, rule this earth, then everybody that works under them as their stooges is going to be just as wicked in their own place. Like, for instance, the whole EP files was a great example of this precept. Those EP files came out, and everybody was basically entertained. That's all it was. It was entertainment. All right, for the masses, for the sheeple, the goyim. It was entertainment for them. Okay, that means all you are a bunch of Epstein's, just broke Epstein's. That's all you are. No uproar, no outcry, nothing from the Christian church, nothing from vocab alone. Why? Because you're all the same. That's what the scriptures say. It says, and an unwise king destroyeth his people. Aren't you people being destroyed? Right? Especially with the influx of these data centers and this digital technocracy that's taking place and being instructed, fomented right before your face, right before your eyes to see. And you're still looking up to the skies, looking around, right? Not understanding really the severity of what's happening. But that's okay. That's prophecy. Okay. We're just grateful, all right. Those of us that have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, sincerely fear Yahweh Shema Shai, we're just grateful that we got the secrets. We can see. Okay. We have eyes that can see. It says an unwise king destroyeth the people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, okay, the city shall be inhabited. Okay, and that's happening on a spiritual level on the right hand side, starting with the Yahushai on down to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Okay, through the prudence of them. Okay, a city is being rebuilt, is being brought back to its glory, starting with the Yahushai. Okay, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it, all right, one that is profitable. Okay, and this is what we're waiting for. Yahushua to come back to establish the throne of David on earth. Okay, which includes 144,000 and the rest of the elect. In the hand of Yahweh is the prosperity of man, and upon the persons of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Okay, the prophets. All right, the ones that wrote down these scriptures, these prophecies. They got these visions, wrote down these prophecies. Okay, they're the same ones coming back. All right, breaking down these prophecies. So this is the time the Lord is about to give his men his their honor under Yahweh Shai. Okay, by the downfall of this wicked society and the rulership of this devil. Okay, so anyway, that's a little bit of a long intro, but whatever. This is the hopeful elect number 3. Yeah, hopeful elect 3. Subscribe and be edified. Okay, the reality of Esau's rulership. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to this righteous rant from what seems to be an Edomite. Could be a Drake.
The United States is a cesspool of corruption. Every aspect of our lives is corrupt, devalued. We are abused on every level of our lives. Everything that we do, everything that matters most to us is corrupted. Think of cities, the way they are designed. Think of our healthcare. Think of our transportation networks. Think of our food and our politicians. Should I even go into detail? No, but I'm gonna. Because some of y'all are fucking brainwashed. So brainwashed, you believe that this is good, that we are free, when we are being treated like cash cows, like cattle. We are being milked for our energy. to sustain a bunch of greedy psychopaths who want to use our very lives to enrich themselves and be treated like gods.
Yep. You can't tell me that's not the spirit. The scriptures literally say, okay, let me get two precepts real quick. Okay, they say what? This devil, he has a god complex. All right, these top international bankers, all right, the elites of Esau Edom, they have a god complex. I think it's Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna get one more too because he said he had some pretty good points. Okay, um, okay, okay, let's start. Okay, I'll just get right to the point. Actually, it says here, Isaiah 14 and 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, okay, your mind, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne, his rulership, okay, above the heavens, which means who's in the heavens, okay? This also is twofold, right? Because this started as well with their so-called Apollo moon landing, okay, spaceship, so-called moon landing in the 70s, okay? And just when he, like the scriptures say, when you reach among the stars or try to set your nest among the stars, okay, that's when I pull you down. And this is when the truth came out. All right. So it says Isaiah 14 and 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. Okay, including the Israelites. Okay, because they're regarded as the stars of the Most High. It's twofold. I will sit I would sit also upon the mount of the congregation, upon all the other governments on the earth. Okay, all the other rulerships of the earth, and they did that via what? America. America was his patsy, the patsy of and the fall guy, really, but really the patsy. Okay, of the top wicked elite, the international bankers, to use all right to rule the earth, to control the earth. Okay. It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, North America. Okay. I will ascend, this is a point, above the heights of the cloud. Wow, I was quoting this precept and this precept brought up. Anyhow, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay. And the Most High said, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell in the sides of the pit. And this is what we're witnessing. The dismantling of the rulership of Esau Edom over the earth and of America, aka Babylon the Great. And these people are feeling it. They're waking up to the reality of Esau Edom's rulership. Okay, even his own people. All right. Oh, let me go back a little bit. You mentioned something.
Brainwash the way they are designed. Think of our healthcare. Think of our transportation networks. Think of our food and our politicians. Should I even go into detail? No, but I'm gonna, because some of y'all are fucking brainwashed. So brainwashed, you believe that this is good, that we are free, when we are being treated like cash cows, like cattle. We are being milked for our energy to sustain a bunch of greedy psychopaths who want to use our very lives to enrich themselves and be treated like gods.
Right. He mentioned we're being milked, calf cows. Okay, let's get that in the scriptures. Let's see what the GNT says. Okay, we're gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Okay. See, Esau, you're through, man. You're through. Everything that you're doing and are going to do has already been written. So you're through. Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 1, right? Inside scoop on mentality of these top wicked elites, the international bankers, on down. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 1. It says, wicked people are wrong when they say to themselves, right? And this is in the GNT, our life is short and full of sorrow. And when it its end comes, there is no escape. From what? From judgment. Okay, because these top wicked elites, all right, going back to the Rothschilds, they know that they go back to Esau Edom. They tell you, all right. Apostle Kabar always bring this out about in this interview, the master plan of the illuminated Rothschilds, if I'm not mistaken, and how they say they are basically doing everything they're doing to get back the birthright. Okay, to get back the birthright, which means you know you're Edomites, which means you know you're a fugitive and a vagabond, most likely. Okay. There is no escape. No one has ever been known to come back from the world of the dead. We are born by chance, and after life is over, these are the inside thoughts, right, in the minds of carnal people. That's basically what the Lord has given us insight in the minds of carnal people. Okay, we are born by chance, and after life is over, we will be as if we had never been born at all. Right? Do as I will. Right? You only got one life. It says, and there's also YOLO, right? Our breath is no more than a puff of smoke. Our mind is nothing more than a spark thrown off by the beating of our heart. When that when that spark dies, our body will crumble into ashes, and our breath will become part of the empty air, carnal. Okay, carnal. In times, and you really and truly, most people think like this, if not everybody. And those that have a spiritual mind and think into spiritual things, they're way off. They're way off. They believe in hell, like these wacky tacky Christians. They believe in uh, 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 400 or 500 different gods, like the Hindus and the Mormons, all this nonsense. So, man, it is a precious and a beautiful thing. And mercy the Lord has given us his secrets. We actually know exactly what goes on and how things happen in terms of the circle of life. Okay. When that spark dies, our body will crumble into ashes and our breath will become part of the empty air. In time, no one will remember anything we have ever did, and even our names will be forgotten. Our lives will pass away like the traces, like trace clouds, and vanish like fog in the heat of sun. Our time on earth is like a passing shadow. There is no escape from the day of our death. It is fixed and no one can postpone it. So let me continue. It says, the wicked say, come on. Okay. So the ones that rule this earth and all their stooges below them, the wicked say, come on then. Okay. Come on then. Let's enjoy the good things of life and live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care. Okay, so let's live like it's our last, but at the same time, try to live forever and develop technologies to live forever, trying to get the birthright back. This guy is bugged out. Esau Edom is through, man. These devils are beyond. They're as carnal as it gets. So from verse 1, okay, down to 6, is their logic as to why they should go rampant and do and commit all wickedness and evil throughout the four corners of the earth as they are. But that's how the Lord Most High made them. Okay, the wicked say, "Come on, then let's enjoy the good things of life and live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care." Right? Let's drink the most expensive wines and use the finest perfumes. Let's not miss a single flower in the springtime. So, yo, let's live it up. Milk the people, milk the goyim. Let them goyim deal with it. Oh man, I hate this place. It says here, we gotta be patient and wait for y'all about Shemel Shai. Verse 8, behold, the roses wither. Let's pick them and wear them in our hair. Let's all, and let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree revelry. Okay? This is why the whole earth is messed up. Okay, you can link this to Maccabees, where it talks about when these Edomites started to flourish, more wickedness produced throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. We're at the end of that. And it's rising. It's gonna remember, Yahushua said, listen, if it not be already kindled, what? Evil, fire, destruction, wickedness, then what will I? That's his purpose, to come and do an end with all of it. okay, in all its facets. Let's all join let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree revelry. Life owes us that much. So Esau Edom always feels like he's been robbed, right? That hatred of Esau towards his brother Jacob, all right, because he was duped, all right, he was supplanted of the birthright and the blessing. Why? Because Paul tells us that he never even cared for it. All right, he had a contempt towards it, and we know because of the action he took. Man sold his birthright. He got tricked out of his blessing for some food. Okay, he couldn't even deal with fasting without eating. That's how carnal he is. No attachment to anything spiritual, man, other than Satan. Okay, life owes us that much. Okay, so he feels robbed, man. This is why they're trying to establish this new world order via the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, and be like gods, be like the Most High, and live forever. But it's not going to happen. And the Israelites, it's not going to happen. Will oppress the poor. You see, even if they are righteous, will show no respect for widows or old people. We'll call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. Okay, and the Lord has given them the whole earth. All right, He's given them all the resources, the power over media, the power over policies, government policies, the power over uh, um, uh, um, the money, finance, and He's given them a military might all through America. Okay, to get what we want, no one ever got anywhere being weak. But you know what's funny? When the Lord talked about how in our weakness, that's where He's strong, right? Showing this man's completely carnal. Okay, because when you are of a low estate, okay, in a sense, or weak, that sets the stage for the Most High to demonstrate His power. That's why He always deals with the underdog, the one that's not looked upon, the one that's downtrodden, scoffed at, mocked at, just disregarded, like us Israelites, starting with the elect, man. Okay, that's it. Let me go back. Slacker.
Our very lives to enrich themselves and be treated like gods. And they have succeeded. Millions of poor schmucks are supporting, defending billionaires and a trillionaire as though there was merit in exploiting a system designed to abuse people. The reality for most people in America is economic insecurity. The reality is when you go and you get sick and you don't have insurance, they ask you, where's your insurance card? Oh, well, here's your payment options prior to treatment. Nobody cares. There's nothing good about America. It is a cesspool of exploitation, of ignorance, and death. Life expectancy is dropping. Unlike all other Western nations, we are dying younger now. Why? Because we're sick. Why? Because everything is poison.
Damn.
We are stressed. I have lived, like many of my brethren and sisters, I have lived in economic insecurity my entire adulthood. Everything we were told about our future was a lie. There is no college degree that will keep you safe.
Right.
There is no career path where a company will suddenly give you some kind of benefits that will outlive your tenure in their little cult. We've been so fucking brainwashed. We've learned to love our masters. We have Stockholm syndrome on a grand scale, and they are playing us
Yep.
and abusing us. Trump, Obama, Biden, Bush, they are all the swamp. Them and all their ilk
Yep.
who live off incredible amounts of money that they get from us and their connections. They have health care for the rest of their lives, Cadillac healthcare plans, and they don't give a fuck about us.
This is Isaiah 10:1. Okay. NLT says, "What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws." Okay. They deprive the poor of justice and deny the rights of the needy among my people, starting with the Israelites. This devil's so wicked that he doesn't even care about his own people, but his hatred starts with the Israelites. They prey on widows and take advantage of orphans. What will you do? And some of these Edomites, right? or that look like Edomites are actually Jakes too, right? So, what will you do when I punish you? When I send disaster upon you from a distant land, i.e., Russia, according to prophecy, okay? Um, and that disaster is going to be World War III, thermonuclear missiles, man. That will bring thermonuclear fire, ICBM missiles. They'll bring thermonuclear fire. To whom will you turn for help? Where will your treasure be safe? You will stumble along as prisoners or lie among the dead. But even then, the Lord's anger will be not satisfied, poised. His fist is still, sorry, not satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. Okay. Listen, the kind of devastation and destruction coming for America, aka Babylon the Great, man, like, we prophesy about it, it's in the scriptures, but actually experiencing it and seeing it, Lord willing, all right, we're of the elect, those of us that are sincere, all right, in our relationship with the Al Shai and faithful, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be able to see that fire from up, way up. And man, okay, that's gonna be crazy. And then the type of judgment and turmoil, okay, the type of turmoil and the stress he's going to cause these Edomites when they're in captivity under his people, the Israelites. Ooh, man, that's why I said this. After the destruction of America, the Lord's hand, his fist is still poised, ready to strike. Because now you got captivity coming for you, you devil. Okay, you have captivity coming for you. This is James. Okay, chapter 5, verse 1 reads, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Okay? Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Okay? And this is why the people are in an uproar. That's why everything's expensive. Okay? That's why Trump can talk about 38 or 42 different times where he has so-called peace deals, and the market goes up and down, up and down. Why? Because all his billionaire buddies are getting rich while you people suffer. And it's funny to us because we serve the Lord, man. We serve Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, this ain't shit. Yes, we're gonna be tried, but our hope is in Yahweh Shemel Shai. What hope do you people have? You're through, especially you rebellious Israelites. You're through. Okay, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Okay, yet or ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Okay, NLT verse 3 says, your gold and silver is corroded. The very wealth you are counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This, right? This corroded treasure you have hoarded will testify against you on the day of judgment. Jacob's trouble, man. The height of Jacob's trouble. All you rebellious Israelites that focus on the bag, within and without within and without the ministry, you're finished. When judgment day, all right, arrives at its fulfillment, because we're in it. Okay, but when it arrives at its fulfillment, you're through, completely through. Okay. Behold, verse 4, KJV, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields will which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped, okay, all the laborers, the middle class, poor, upper class, okay, and everybody else beneath, are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, okay, the Lord of armies. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Okay, NLT says, for listen, verse 4. Hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord of heaven's armies. You have spent your years on earth in luxury, satisfying your every desire. You have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. Okay? You have condemned and killed innocent people who did not resist you. Okay, so there's judgment. Okay, there is judgment coming. Okay, yeah, I got to read verse 7. Okay, it says, in the in the King James, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. All right, Yahweh Shai. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receives the early and latter rain. Okay, and these Edomites and everybody else thinks that they're stressed, thinks that they're pissed off. You can imagine the men of the Lord. Okay, starting with 144,000, really, because they created this earth. They created everything in it with Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says, NLT, dear brothers and sisters, be patient. Okay. As you wait for the Lord's return, consider the farmer who patiently waits for the rain in the fall and in the spring. And that's what we're waiting for. Okay. The spring part, the latter. Okay. They eagerly look for the vulnerable harvest to ripen. Okay. So we just gotta keep holding on and keep pressing forward. Let's continue on with this clip. I got one more precept and that'll be it.
Care. I care. And you don't care. You don't care. You've been so much. They don't care us. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't care. They don't care. And you don't care. You don't care. You've been so mind fucked. All you can think about is, oh, maybe I'll be okay after I get my next fast food after my shift. And I don't want to deal with this right now, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. And I don't want to go back to the job market because it's so difficult. So I'll just say nothing and take the abuse from these customers because fuck, like I need a job. We're slaves, bro. We're slaves. And to our parents, thank you. Thank you for leaving us this world. And to my grandparents, y'all need to just die because you live in 1970 and you're never going to fucking get it. Anybody above 65, even above 55, you don't get it. You don't even see reality for what it is. There's no solution coming from you ever. Oh, just work harder. Just work. Fuck you. People are ready to do crazy things. And people wonder why. Oh, nobody wants to
Yeah,
work anymore. Bullshit, dude.
you hear
You need
that?
to do crazy things.
Yeah. Look at his
Work
eyes.
harder. Just work.
Look
Fuck
at his
you.
eyes.
People are ready to do crazy things. And people wonder why. Oh, nobody wants to work anymore. Bullshit, dude.
Oh man.
Land of the free, my ass. What a fucking mind job. War is peace. Freedom is slavery and ignorance is strength. This is idiocracy. We are in Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's right.
Asteroid, please.
Spiritually.
I'm ready. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm ready. Fuck you. Welcome to America. Fuck you.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. Oh, that's beautiful. Um, Let me get this is my last precept, and then hey, shalom to you, sincere brothers and sisters watching as well. Shalom to you, Yahweh Shem Shabbat Thumb. Let me get some precepts off the comment board from the beloved brother. This is the elder brother out there in Yukon. So this is Habakkuk. End off here. Habakkuk 2 and 4. All right. In the NLT, it says, look at the proud. They trust in themselves and their lives are crooked. Okay. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahweh Shem El Shai. That's right. Wealth is treacherous and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave. Okay. And like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many people, right? Destroyed nations, their land, their wealth, their education, their spirituality, everything destroyed, all right, by these devils in rulership. But soon their captives will taunt them, okay? They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have. That's World War III. Okay. While you stand trembling and helpless because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled your towns with violence. Okay. You heard about how this guy mentioned America, what it really is. Okay. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. These bunkers, right? All these technocrats, billionaires, okay, they put their family's nest, okay, protection beyond reach of danger. And that's all spiritual too. Okay, all these bunkers that are outside of America. Because if you got a bunker in America, it doesn't matter how deep you go, that you're through. That place is through. Okay, but um, outside of America, all these other bunkers outside of America, they're being kept there. Okay, by the Most High for slavery. Okay. It says here, verse 10, but by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. The very stones in the walls cry out against you, and the beams in the ceiling echo the complaints. Okay, this guy was complaining, nothing short of complaining. All right, what sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? Has not the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. All right, all in vain. Working hard to set up this new world order, but it's all in vain. Okay, I'm gonna skip down to verse 16. It says, well, I'll just read 14 down to 16. It says, for as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with the awareness of the glory of Yahweh Bashem Shai, right? Right? Through what he does with his men, starting with Yahweh Shai, okay, when he comes back, the men of the Lord, right? And all the other destruction, okay? And divineness, okay, that will take place. What sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them, right? What was that? Jeremiah 51:7, right? But it starts with the Israelites, really. You made us drunk, right? And we were completely naked in the spirit out there, okay? Roman, lost stars, wandering stars, not knowing who we are, our history, our culture, or who the Heavenly Father is, okay? You took that to the extreme, and you're going to be judged for that, right? You did it to your own people. You did it to the heathens. You called Moab Chinese. You said he's yellow. You said that you're white when you're really red, and you gave that red color to Jake's Israelites, Gad and Reuben. Okay, you said it says here you force your cup on them, right? Your philosophies, your wine, your witchcraft, your idolatry, all of it. Anyways, it says you can gloat over their shameful nakedness. You see, the Israelites. Okay, a very deep and disdain hatred for the Israelites, man. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. Beautiful. All right. And get some precepts here from the common board. From this is the beloved elder brother here out there in Yukon, Canada. He lit up the common board. Let's get this here. Um, Ezra 16:49. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom, pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Damn. Yep. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and the needy. Damn. And this guy said we're in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's spiritual. Okay. The sister, all right. So the sister would be America today. Because America in the spirit of America is all those ancient kingdoms. All right. Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Assyria, all right, Tyre, Zidon, all right, Nineveh, and of course Babylon the Great and Rome, all coming back in one nasty ass conglomerate. Okay, this is Luke 12 and 49. I've come send yes, Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? That's right. NLT says I am come to set the world on fire. Ooh, and I wish it were already burning. That's Yahweh Shai, who you even call Jesus Christ, talking about he loves everybody. Foolish. Sirach 14 and 9. Covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. Most High gave you the whole earth. Okay. And the iniquity of the wicked drieth up the soul. God damn. Beautiful. It's a beautiful precept. I got to keep that one in the Rolodex. That's a good one. Um, okay, I get this one. Last one. It says Hebrews 4 and 2, for unto us the gospel preach as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, being not mixed with faith in them that heard it. That's right. Faith is the key into getting access, all right, to the Holy Spirit. All right, because without access, Lake, of the Holy Spirit, you cannot understand the scriptures whatsoever. It's impossible. There'll be a snare and a trap, a gin and a snare onto you. All right, so that's it. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was straightforward and edifying to the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. I'm going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, double honors the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000. All right, and the rest of the elect. All right, peace and mercy to you and your household. Above all, Kwama Sha'ala, and shalom to the elect, man. Stay strong, stay faithful. We're almost out of here.